Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Journey Fatu sent a message to the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, and the Usos ahead of their six-man tag team match at the Crown Jewel Premium Live event. Following this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, the six-man tag team match was made official for Crown Jewel. During Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso's segment, they were ambushed by the Bloodline, only for the faction to back off from a 3-on-2 situation. At the Bad Blood Premium Live event, the final boss finally returned after months away from WWE TV. He confronted Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Jimmy Uso, who stood in the ring after Cody and Roman's win over Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a tag team match. With the Bloodline suffering a huge loss at Bad Blood, Sikoa would be aiming to regain the faction's lost momentum by beating Reigns and the Usos at Crown Jewel. On Raw, Sami Zayn also re-entered the storyline as he confronted Jey Uso and was seen talking to Solo Sikoa. In the weeks leading up to Crown Jewel, Journey Fatu, a rising star within the Anoa'i wrestling dynasty, found himself drawn back to his family's powerful and tumultuous faction, the Bloodline. While not an official member, Journey had always felt the weight of his heritage and the expectations that came with his name, and now he was ready to make his mark. Yet he knew he couldn't just enter the Bloodline without confronting the man at the top, Roman Reigns. Journey had spent the past year honing his skills in the ring and slowly building a name for himself on the independent circuit. Despite his familial ties, he wanted to prove himself without the influence of the Bloodline. But as Crown Jewel approached and rumors swirled about the Bloodline's ongoing internal strife, he couldn't ignore the urge to speak to his family and perhaps make his presence known. Roman had reigned supreme as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, and the Usos had stood by him through thick and thin, until they hadn't. The friction within the Bloodline was evident, and Journey saw an opportunity to bridge the gaps that had opened up. Journey arrived at SmackDown a week before Crown Jewel, where he was greeted with both skepticism and curiosity from the locker room. He knew his family's domain was a tricky place to navigate, especially with the unpredictable dynamics that had developed between Roman and the Usos. He was prepared for anything, but the tension was palpable. As he made his way to Roman's private locker room, he encountered Paul Heyman. Heyman eyed Journey with a mixture of intrigue and caution. "Well, if it isn't another Anoa'i," Heyman remarked, folding his arms as he regarded Journey with that ever-scrutinizing gaze. Journey remained calm. "I'm here to talk to Roman. I need to address something before Crown Jewel." Heyman raised an eyebrow. "He doesn't usually take unannounced meetings. Tell him it's family business." Journey replied firmly. After a few moments of silence, Heyman nodded. "Wait here," he said, disappearing into the room. Journey's heart pounded. It was a risky move, but he knew he had to show Roman that he was serious. Minutes later, Heyman returned and gestured for Journey to enter. Stepping inside, Journey found himself in the presence of Roman Reigns, whose demeanor radiated authority and intensity. Roman sat with his arms crossed, flanked by Solo Sikoa, who watched Journey with a hint of suspicion. The Usos were absent, but Journey had a feeling he would be seeing them soon enough. "Journey," Roman said, his voice carrying the weight of expectation. "What brings you here?" Journey took a deep breath. "I'm here to make a request," he began, his voice steady. "I've watched the Bloodline dominate WWE for years, and I know the power that comes from families standing together, but I also see the cracks forming. Crown Jewel is coming up, and if there's any time for us to be united, it's now." Roman's gaze sharpened. "And you think you have the solution?" "I'm not here to overstep," Journey replied carefully. "I'm here because I believe in what the Bloodline represents. We don't just dominate, we conquer. But lately, it seems like there's more division than unity. I want to stand with you all at Crown Jewel, not just to help secure victory, but to remind everyone what it means to be part of this family." Roman listened in silence, his eyes never leaving Journey's. After a moment, he leaned forward, his expression unreadable. "So you want in on the Bloodline?" Journey nodded. "Yes, but not just for myself. For us, the Bloodline is stronger together. Whatever disagreements there are, I believe we can settle them. I'm willing to prove myself, if that's what it takes." A smile, half impressed and half cautious, flickered on Roman's face. "You're talking a big game, Journey. But the bloodline isn't something you can just walk into. This is about loyalty, sacrifice, and understanding that I'm the one who makes the decisions. Journey held his ground. I respect that, and I'm not asking for control. I'm just asking for a chance to show you that I'm ready to be part of this family's legacy. Roman exchanged a glance with Solo, who gave a barely perceptible nod. All right, Journey, Roman finally said. You'll have a chance to prove yourself. But if you want to be in the bloodline, you're going to have to pass a test of loyalty. Word of Journey's meeting with Roman spread fast, and it wasn't long before he crossed paths with his cousins, Jimmy and Jey Uso. They approached him in the hall, their expressions a mix of curiosity and mourning. So, you think you can just waltz in and be part of the bloodline? G asked, his tone half joking, but laced with seriousness. Journey met their gazes, unflinching. I'm not here to take your places. I'm here to make us stronger. Jimmy chuckled, but there was a hint of approval in his eyes. It's not that simple. Use. Family or not, the bloodline isn't easy to be a part of. You gotta be ready to make sacrifices. Journey nodded, knowing they were testing him. I understand that, and I'm ready. As the days passed, Journey trained harder than ever, preparing himself physically and mentally. He was determined to prove his loyalty, not only to Roman, but to the entire family. The upcoming match at Crown Jewel was his chance to show that he was willing to stand beside them through every conflict and challenge. On the night before Crown Jewel, the bloodline gathered in the locker room. Roman addressed them, his gaze shifting between Journey, Jimmy G, and Solo. Tomorrow, we go into battle, he said, his voice firm and unyielding. But we go in as family. No matter what's happened between us, no matter the differences, we fight for the bloodline. Journey felt a surge of pride as he looked around the room. This was his moment to show his dedication to the family's legacy, to stand side by side with the ones who had paved the way before him. As they entered the ring at Crown Jewel, the crowd roared, electrified by the sight of the bloodline united. The anticipation was palpable, and Journey could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on him. This wasn't just about winning a match. It was about proving his worth to his family. Throughout the match, Journey fought with everything he had, taking hits and giving his all. At one point, when Roman was in danger, Journey threw himself into the fray, pulling his cousin out of harm's way. Jimmy and G watched, impressed by Journey's willingness to put himself on the line for them. Even Roman, as stoic as he was, seemed to acknowledge Journey's commitment. As the match concluded, the bloodline stood victorious. Journey, battered and bruised, felt an overwhelming sense of pride. He had done it. He had proven himself. Roman approached him, his face a mixture of pride and respect. You fought well, Journey, he said, clapping a hand on his shoulder. Welcome to the bloodline.